7-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pull. Touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levitt swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again.
Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Revenge on this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon comes in. Welcome to 2025.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her 3 right on the money.
Takes his shot for Derby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get 10 off of it.
Good job, ladies! Good job, ladies! Good job, ladies! Proud of you!
Hey, she didn't have to go out and pitch anymore.
Good job, ladies!
What is up, my pitchfork lunch peeps? Happy Super Bowl Monday holiday. No, I'm just kidding. I know everybody says it should be a holiday and they should have moved it to Saturday nights, but then you wouldn't own Sunday, and you know it's been Super Bowl Sunday for a long time. Things can change and evolve, but I don't think they will ever change that one. So, yeah, it's but it is happy Super Bowl Monday to Seahawks fans. If you for winning the game, congratulations, 29-13. A lot of defense. Pitchfork Lunchers, you know who loves defense. That would be I. So, but nonetheless, yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo001XR, formerly known as the Twitter. You can check out the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. You can also go to the wonderful world of IG and go there. It's at michael.caratinudo.5. I know, yes, I may have reminded you once or twice about that. But yes, go there, check out the show live. And also, guys, last but not least, you know it, the YouTube channel. Go to YouTube. You know how to get there. You see my name, Michael Caratinudo. You need to go there, watch live, but you need to subscribe because you have missed a ton. Yes, when I say a ton, I mean a lot of shows. You know, Pitchfork Lunchers, you know what I'm going to say. I'm glad you're here now, but shame on you. Where have you been? But yes, you can still binge watch. So you go there because you have missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews. And yes, it's the last day for this one on the show. Darren Woodson did not get in again, even though he was a finalist again. And again, Larry Fitzgerald, first ballot Hall of Famer. I can see it. Drew Brees, Luke Kuechly. I mean, just again, a defensive player, a different position, a linebacker. I'm not saying Kuechly is not deserving. Again, it's insane if you understand and know football and watch that Darren Woodson played at a Hall of Fame level. I mean, that is that. But yes, in lieu of that, since he was this phenomenal Sun Devil and a Cowboy, got that going. So, but yes, go to YouTube, watch live, but then subscribe because you have missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews, whether it be coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum, a wonderful athletic director. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to, again, and tomorrow we will be sitting down with Coach Powers, which will be great, and aiming to get Coach Bloomquist before baseball gets started Friday. I mean, you saw the weekend, obviously softball kicking off with the Kachikawa Classic. I will get to that, but I digress. But yes, Coach Powers tomorrow, as long as there's no meeting that comes in, and I laugh. And again, it's not anything because it's they're in season. The conference, there's things coaches have huge responsibilities for, obviously the team, but everything else going on. You guys know that, so that's why I say that. But Coach Powers tomorrow. But go to YouTube. You see my name, Michael Caratinudo, and all you have to do, and when you get to YouTube, but the page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, guys, and subscribe away again, like I say, subscribe, because again, you have missed out on meeting a lot of phenomenal Sun Devils, getting sound from practice, updates before games, everything, post game, everything you have missed. So that being said, yeah, and what a weekend it was. So yes, that being said, gonna get to it. I mean, look, softball had the Kachikawa Classic. Plus, they played a game against Oklahoma, who wasn't part of the Kachikawa Classic, but Oklahoma played ASU and then went down to play that school down south. Kenzie Brown had a phenomenal game against Oklahoma. I mean, what was it, 10 strikeouts? Yeah. Women's golf, by the way, real quick, is headed down to Tucson, and it's the Arizona Intercollegiate, hosted by, yes, Arizona. I will say their name because that's what it's called. Today and tomorrow, so we'll have updates on that too. Men's golf is in Hawaii, as you know, over the weekend. It was an insane weekend. Again, the softball, who's now 4-1. Again, they lost to Oklahoma 2-1. But Kinsey Brown against this Oklahoma lineup, I mean, 13. Yeah, she pitched all 7 innings. She had 4 hits, 13 Ks. She did give up 4 walks, and gave up the home run. But I mean, when I say gave up, I mean, I asked Coach about the pitch. Well, and again, not just like digging for something, saying, "Oh, focus on negative." You know me. No, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. But Coach was always good about breaking down the pitches last year. I mean, obviously, she's very good at it. We know Megan Bartlett played at a very high level. But again, that being said, yeah, Kinsey Brown, 13 strikeouts, 4 walks against the Oklahoma lineup. And yeah, I mean, it was just, the postseason, I mean, a record for attendance outside of an Arizona game. But yeah, it was 23-73. Yeah, 23-73. And it was packed. I mean, again, Oklahoma's here. We know what they've done, obviously, in the recent past. And I mean, not just too recent, but like just in general, Oklahoma's been a thing. And Patty Gasso brought her team here. And I mean, it was, oh, man. And they dropped the game to that team down south when they went and played them. But then Oklahoma beat them 21-3. Yeah, I mean, it's insane. So, but yeah, hell of a weekend by Kinsey Brown. She had 14 strikeouts, I want to say, against Northwestern, but they go undefeated in the Kachikawa Classic. And they are 4-1. So yeah, they beat Toledo 4-1, lost to OU 2-1 that night, and then beat Texas State 3-2, and then run-ruled Northwestern, as you saw the home run that did that coming into the show. And I shall show you again as I am here. But yeah, this is I want to say Sam Swans. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it will not play. Let's try it again. It's thinking. All right, well, I won't show it to you right now. But anyway, yeah, she hit that home run. It was a walk-off run rule game. It was 8-0, so that in and of itself, awesome. And when I say the weekend, I mean hockey. Oh, man, guys, you saw me out at hockey. Just tough, not shocking, not surprisingly, just an NCHC battle as Coach Powers and his team dropped to St. Cloud State. 4-1. They got 2 empty netters that night, and then 4-3 on Saturday when the Devils tied it up. They tied it up at even strength, and then there was a penalty against St. Cloud State with 1:27 left, so they're going to finish the game on the power play, which, I mean, they did, but unfortunately, St. Cloud State, the puck, and it wasn't bad pass, just kind of, it gets deflected. Since it kind of gets deflected, and it gets deflected, and but it's rolling slow, and Sam Irvin, I mean, the goalie's had a hell of a game. But he did it earlier. He charged out and knocked the puck away and down, and then but this one deflected off St. Cloud player's stick and went to another St. Cloud player who, again, he was way obviously off his line, but it was a hell of a, I mean, we'll get a chance to hear from Coach Powers probably tomorrow. There's a lot to get to. I have an interview with Tanya Windle, softball dad, Mike Windle, who, again, the father of Tanya Windle, basically a team parent. You'll see. He tailgates. He has a tailgate, but again, does a lot for the parents. Gets, they come out. He comes out early to the games and has his setup. And when it's a weekend series, again, obviously, it's just absolutely awesome. So, nonetheless, we're gonna have to talk to him. But yeah, hockey again. Oh, and so the goal goes in, and with 37 seconds left, the Devils still on the power play. Trying to get it out of one more good chance, two chances, but one was solid and just couldn't get it in to go to overtime. Like they were headed to overtime. But yeah, I mean, Coach, look, this team, I mean, man, the injuries are grinding. The lines are playing good. I mean, Sam Alfano looks really good. Carmelo Crandall, I mean, the young guys. I mean, the coach talks about it all the time. People say, "Oh man, he's saying the same things." No, it's saying it because it's true. Hey, you see their growth, you see what they're doing, and now I mean, Bennett Shimmick and Cruz Lucius again up on that first lines. Maybe need to get rolling a little bit. And again, it's not saying that they're obviously not trying it, but putting some pucks in the net. They're 13-16-1 guys, and they're 8-9-1 at home, and they're 5-7 away. They're 6-11-1 in conference play. But here's the situation now. They have Western Michigan coming up this weekend on the road, and then Omaha comes here for the last home season, or the last regular season home stand at Mullet Arena. Omaha's here February 20th, 21st, and then the 27th and 28th, they're at Denver to close out the season. So look, if you could get a sweep of Omaha, which is not going to be easy, Western Michigan, I mean, if you get splits with Western Michigan and Denver and you sweep Omaha, I mean, that'll definitely help you out. If you could sweep, Western Michigan or Denver, and, if you can win 4 out of 6, 5 out of 6, like, again, I know it's a big if, but I'm just saying this is the NCHC, man, and it is absolutely insane. So hockey had that. Mentioned softball. Women's gymnastics had a heck of a weekend as well. As, again, got to get to all of this, but gymnastics, they went up against Denver Saturday at 2 p.m. and so close. It was 196.95 to 195.875, and Denver, who's number 18 in the country, it gets the win. And now next up on Valentine's Day, Saturday, they are going to be at West Virginia gymnastics. But oh man, so close. And again, they're 3-3 so far. They are 3-3 so far for head coach Jay Santos. Again, Coach Santos been here for just a little bit. For Coach Santos, so they are, yes, like I said, 3-3. Got that women's water polo guys this weekend, and then I'm going to go break and we're going to hear from Mike Windle because I got to get to that interview. I sat down with them, and again, relevant to obviously last weekend, but just softball season. Again, it's a great convo sitting down with them. But water polo, my friends, they had a fun weekend. They had some early games. They're 14-1 so far because they did start the end of last month, January 24th. And I know I had mentioned their schedule, how they beat, so far they beat Cal Baptist 16-7. They beat Loyola Marymount 17-15. And this is all at home at the Malmsteen Invitational, which water polo hosted. But yeah, Cal Baptist, Villa Marymount, McKendree University, they beat 24-6. They beat Michigan 16-7 on the 25th, and then they beat UC San Diego 15-12. Then they beat Michigan again in the Triton Invitational, which is at UCSD. So they beat Michigan 16-10. UCLA and the Triton Invitational, they fell 15-8. And they turn around, and beat UC Irvine back on January 31st, 14-8. And then on February 1st, they beat LMU at the Triton Invitational, the last game, 15-10. February 6th, though, this last weekend, Fresno State, they beat 13-11. On February 7th, they beat Pacific 17-5. And then also on the 7th, that was at 10 a.m. At 5:30 p.m., they beat Marist University 16-5. And then February 8th, on Sunday at 9:15 a.m., they beat Cal Lutheran 20-3. And then at 11:45 a.m., they played San Diego State. They kept that momentum going. You talk about being in shape, and this water polo and Coach Party, a phenomenal job. They beat San Diego State 15-10, and they beat UC Santa Barbara at 3:30 yesterday, 20-9. So, yes, next up, Saturday at the Mona Plummer Aquatic Center at 10 a.m., they will be taking on the University of Laverne, as it is the Sun Devil Classic. And then at 2 p.m., they will take on Biola University of California. And then on Sunday the 15th at 10 a.m., they take on Long Island University in the Sun Devil Classic. And then they wrap it up with Azusa Pacific University at 2 p.m. on Sunday the 15th. So, yes, a lot going on there for Coach Party. And, again, we'll get to more and more of it. Obviously, women's hoops, close game in at Baylor. And then men's hoops at Colorado got down, but, charged back. But then Colorado just kept their distance in the end after they beat Utah. So we got hoops coming home this week. Baseball starting on Friday. Cole Carlone will be the Friday starter. Cole Carlone will be the Friday starter. We'll hear, like I said, hopefully from Willie Bloomquist, try and get with him before that. But yeah, Tuesday in men's hoops. Tomorrow. Oklahoma State, who just got a beat down from that team down south. I mean, they only scored 47 points. They will be at Desert Financial tomorrow, 7 p.m. Let's get out there. I mean, look, they're 12-12. And yes, they're way off the bubble, but they can fight their way back in and beat Oklahoma State. And then they have Texas Tech at home. Oh, that's a week from Tuesday on February. I'm like, wow. But yeah, that's a 9 p.m. game, by the way, guys. So that'll be a fun one. But yeah, Texas Tech at 9 p.m. DFA. But yeah, man, get this win against Oklahoma State. Got a little time to, maybe, guys at least get a little bit of a breather with a week between games. So that is awesome. And lastly, before we go to break, women's hoops, women's tennis won big this weekend, which is good to see. But women's basketball, as again, they fell to Baylor by 3 points. I mean, they went to Waco and it was 67-64. Had the ball at the end with a chance. So, man, Coach Miller, this team fights, battles, the grit, passion, electricity. Coach Miller is bringing back. Brought back into the program, interjected, is phenomenal because the players are playing with passion. Like I said, they're fighting. But Wednesday at 6:30, so the men are home Tuesday against Oklahoma State. Wednesday at 6:30, Utah will be in the gym, and Utah will have revenge on their mind as the Devils beat them 69-68 in Salt Lake City, guys. So you got to get out there for Coach Miller. Let's be loud. Let's cheer this awesome team on. So. Hey, but nonetheless, I am going to go to break, and when we get back, you're going to see my sit-down with Mike Windle, the father of Tanya Windle, phenomenal softball player, local kid, went to Cactus High School, was at Utah Tech, and then transferred back here. We hear all about it, so we're going to step aside when we get back. Mike Windle will be, you'll see again, like I said, my interview with Mike Windle during the Kajikawa Classic, my friends. All right, welcome back here to Pitchfork Lunch. And guys, as you know, if I can't get the player, I go to the parent so we can razz the player. No, I'm just kidding. Tanya Windle is very, very busy, but her dad, who has a phenomenal name, his name is Michael as well too.
Great
Mike Windle's, I know, phenomenal name, joining me. Hey, thanks for taking the time. B, thanks for all you do. Because for ever since your daughter's been here, the tailgates guys, I've sent the pictures out. A lot of you have commented on them. This is the man that does all the cooking and everything, and he chefs great stuff up. Don't let him kid you. But that's why he has to do all the cooking, because everybody knows you're not going to pigeonhole anybody else. But he is joining me, and look, let's start here. Obviously, kickoff of the season just happened, and it's happening, I should say. And your daughter, who is on the wonderful Arizona State Sun Devil team, is a Sun Devil, is playing your old school, the Oklahoma Sooners.
Gotta love the Sooners.
I mean, they're your alma mater. I get it.
Hey, go Sun Devils.
There you go.
Okay.
I was going to say.
Go Devil. Tanya, tear it up.
Exactly.
I love you, Gabby Garcia. Don't get me wrong. But, baby girl, tear it up.
But no, I mean, that's, again, obviously having kids. But, I mean, so you obviously played baseball. Yeah, see, look.
Boomer Sooner.
Both. Look at that.
Yeah.
See, he's balanced. He's
I
balanced.
didn't play baseball for you, though. I wish I did. That would have been awesome.
Okay. I thought you said you did.
No.
See, whatever. I already screwed up my research, but it doesn't matter. We'll just roll on here in Pitchfork Lunch.
Yeah.
But okay, you having played baseball,
Yeah,
and all that stuff. So, kids when they're little, obviously everybody starts playing whatever. When did you notice that Tanya had the knack for the softball?
she was 10 years old, and she had played soccer and She tried basketball, but when it came down to it, she was watching softball one day and she saw Lauren Chamberlain.
Oh, wow.
You know,
That would make a lot of people want to play.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got pictures of Tanya and Lauren. I mean, Coach Gasso and stuff, but Tanya really got stuck. I mean, that was the thing. She saw softball and she said, God, I really want to play. I was like, Tanya, it takes a lot to do this. I mean, you understand the amount of time that you are going to sacrifice playing softball. You're just like, I just want to do it. I just want to do it. I just love softball. I was like, all right, cool. Well, I called Kara Brunn, former great ASU shortstop.
Yes.
And she was coaching 18U at the time, and she said, hey, let's do a 10U team. So Tanya started playing with Gabby Garcia, and Kara was our coach, and things just took off from there, and Tanya just fell in love with it. She wasn't, at that point, she wasn't going for college. She wasn't doing that. She was playing because she loved the game, just like Gabby. I mean, they love the game.
Right.
Kara was teaching them to love the game, not chase college.
Right.
You know, and that was the important part of it. And time just kept going on, and Tanya just kept getting better and better. I mean, she played with Kara Brunn. She played with a guy named Rick Lavis, who was a good dude. I mean, really coached very well. Then Corey Mathis and Ronnie Holtorf, they got their hands on Tanya, and they taught Tanya a lot. And then it came down to Chris Devers. He did a lot with Tanya, and then Tanya got some more coaching from Kara. And then ultimately it came down to Todd Judge at Suncats, who's now the Utah State head coach.
Yep.
You know, and he taught her a lot, really made her understand what the meaning of working for it is all about. Any minute you could lose your starting position.
Yep.
And when you get to this level right here, you can be the number one athlete, but doesn't mean you're going to start if you're not hitting. I mean, that's just the way it goes. And all these athletes go through it. They know it. But Tanya has persevered through a lot of stuff with back pain, and she's worked through it, and she's still battling. I mean, I think to start the season, she's only 9 hits away from like 200 hits.
Yeah.
And that's in less than
I was just about to say to you,
years,
I know she's close to getting close to 200 because I was looking that up last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I'm obviously in softball. I mean, you get, like you're saying, like hitting and not doing it. But did she try pitching? And I'm not saying she can't, but when did you? I mean, it's tough because you say you start at 10. I know you're not going to make a decision right there. You start 8, 9, 10, 11. But I mean, when do you maybe make the decision? Like, you see pitchers, and at that age, I mean, it's kind of tough because obviously muscles, even for guys, muscles aren't fully like developed, and you're throwing maybe one pitch or whatever. But what was she like as a pitcher? And if she had to, could she come in and zing a few all over the strike zone?
Well, that was the thing is she actually did pitch from 10U all the way till about 14U.
Okay.
I mean, she athletically, she was very, very gifted. But as she got older, the girls were getting bigger, and she's a junk ball pitcher. I mean, she beat up a catcher, you know what I mean? The last time she pitched, we were in a PGF tournament over 83rd Avenue and Olive at Pioneer Park, and it was with Chris Devers. She was pitching into a divot that had to have been at least 8 inches deep. And normally her balls, she has good curveball, good drop ball, but it wasn't dropping the right way because she was trying to get it, and they were just hammering the balls out of the park. And I looked at Chris, I'm like, you know she's done pitching today, right? He's like, yeah, I know. She hasn't pitched since. I mean, now when she went to high school, obviously she got to pitch in high school, and she caught. I mean, there was one game where she played every position. So that was actually pretty cool that she did that. But no, she can, if the coaches actually had her go out and pitch one inning, she could probably do it right now. Probably throw 61 to 62, some decent spin and movement.
That's like about
she's
80, 75, 80.
Well,
if you
61 to 62 with movement's not bad,
but
she's a junk ball pitcher. I mean, that's just the way it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. But she could put you on tilt for an inning. You know, if they ever needed it, there you go.
Hey, if it gets you outs, like I used to say in baseball, because I like, and I always tell people this, and I'm going to say this to you before I say it. I'm not saying I could have been Mariano Rivera, I was, but I threw the ball one way when I had a few times I had a pitch, and I just try to move it around. I just moved it around. That's it. Like, I got one pitch. That's it. I'm not messing with anything else. If you hit the hardest, if you can get it, but it was junking all over. I mean, like you said, hey, the catcher's there for a reason, man. Work, man, work. But I'm not trying to throw a pass. But no, that's awesome. So with the parents, he is like I mean, and obviously when kids are young, you know, you always have the team parent. Well, he's a team, like I said, chef, but he is a team parent. So she transfers back here from Utah Tech. Absolutely awesome, because went to Cactus, like you said, obviously went to Cactus High School, to Cobra, local kid. So it's always great, you know, like Coach Dillingham has talked about, like, transfer, bring him back. Like
School got her for cheap.
No, we're not going down that road yet. Hold on. Stop. Anyway, but you decide that you're going to become the did you make the decision right away, I should say, to become like, the tailgate and like
it was
barbecue
done.
kid?
Yeah. So when I was talking to Coach Bartlett, she was talking to me the night that we all went out to dinner, and she was talking about culture and environment. And I was like, it's weird because
recruiting wise, when she came, like you're saying on a visit. Okay, gotcha.
So this was just as Tanya entered the portal. She's coming from Utah Tech. I was talking with Coach Bartlett. She said it was all about culture. She needed positive energy from parents, and without that, you're not going to win.
Right.
And it's the truth. I mean, if parents don't buy in, kids don't buy in. So I was like, well, hey, I was trying to tailgate up there, and nobody would ever tailgate with me. And, I was doing it all by myself. I just showed up by myself and did it by myself. I didn't care.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, the players started doing it toward the end of the year, and the girls just started winning. It was the craziest thing. Parents started showing up because the kids were saying, hey, where are you guys at? Let's go do this. And, Randy Simpkins, great guy, the head coach over there, he enjoyed it. You know what I mean? It was getting everyone together. And then, things happened at the end of the year, and Tanya just wanted more competitiveness. So that's when she opened it. And ASU, it was literally 7 a.m. in the morning when they were on the phone done. They were the first call.
Nice.
And Tanya was like, I did my dream school. I don't care. I'm going to my dream school. And that was pretty much it. I mean, she had other schools reach out to her. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But at the end of the day, she wanted ASU. It was all about being here,
Which, and like you said, I mean, look, in this day and age, and I think I said this to you last year, and it's funny to me, and I'll keep it short because I've said it to you pitchfork lunchers a million times. But all they had to do, the NCAA had to do, is because back in the day, I mean, as you know, and I didn't realize this. The funny thing I didn't tell you is I didn't realize this till I watched the first 30 for 30 on the U on Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Football. And when some of the players were talking, Jimmy Johnson came in and they said, hey, you guys are here and I know you can play, but you want your scholarship next year. It was, everybody thinks, back in the day, you got a scholarship, a 4 year. So no, they were renewable each year.
Yeah.
So they could, of course, the institution could choose not to renew. Now they don't want to look back because if more word starts getting out, it's like, But in saying that, like the whole transfer portal thing, like if you as a coach recruited me, and when people, and I always say this too, Mike, because anyone that says, well, I mean, the school's got to be the first thing. Yes, what you want to do is important. But I'm still coming to play I'm coming to play for you. The school, and as long as the school fit, like the school's going to fit. But if the coach leaves, which you busted your ass, and you and your staff, and you get a job, you're moving up. Like, do they make the coach sit out for a year? No. So all they had to do, if you transferred straight to Division I, as you know, this is my logical idea. I know. Don't fall out of your chair. This is such a complex idea. You could say to the players, hey, you can transfer. You won't have to sit out. But here is the one caveat. You are not going to win this argument. You're not going to get to appeal it. You can complain all you want because you're not going to screw other kids out of scholarships. I cannot transfer to go play for you. Obviously, there are other choices. So I could see who the new coach was, stick it out and stay, or I could transfer. Obviously, if I had a second choice, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to transfer. They could have let the players do it. And now you have this transfer portal, which, again, I'm partly for. I will say this. I'm partly for, but again, the whole talking to Juan Roque, former Sun Devil great football player, had him on right before we played that crappy school down south. Sorry, that's how I called him here. But Juan Roque was talking about loyalty and when you went, he's like, and some guys did transfer and leave, but he said the one thing that even in recruiting, coaches are putting the time in still, and I'm not saying every athlete saying, oh, well, how much am I getting paid? But when it does come to that, it's like, okay, how much are they in? And it's like, now, you've invested all this time in recruiting. The NCAA could have we wouldn't have a transfer portal if we would have done it that way. You give them one free transfer and that's it. Because this whole bouncing around thing, that's the one thing, again, and people can say, the generation's older, you get your curmudgeon. I'm not a curmudgeon. I just, you see somebody transferring 3 or 4 times, it's like,
well, if you look at the transfer portal now and the way it used to be, if your coach left, you could transfer. If you're a grad student, if you were already graduated, you could transfer and not lose any eligibility. Now with it opening up,
if you transferred before the portal, if I went Division I, I sit out for the year.
Yeah,
that was the thing, which is stupid.
And that's the thing, when they opened up transferring,
right,
and you can play every year.
Right.
Now you got kids jumping ship to a different school every single year. And their career will be over with. They'll graduate if they're lucky, because a lot of times when you transfer, those credits from this school don't transfer to that school. Right. So then you fall behind. Exactly. So then you get your 5th year, you're sitting out 1 year anyways at one of those schools because you're far behind in your grades and you're not keeping up.
Right.
So you don't have the credits.
Right.
So I mean, there's a lot of things that are going into it, especially when you look at the financial part of it.
Right.
A lot of kids are, and women are getting money in sports. I think it's awesome. But
oh yeah, I've said this too, because here's my thing, and I said it to you, like, and I met an older couple who were both college athletes in the 60s.
Yeah.
And yeah, granted, obviously it was different, and the scholarship money was different. And yeah, everybody knows that the stipends went up. But here's the thing. They weren't yelling, they were saying, yeah, like, it's great that they're have Title IX. Yeah, well, Title IX,
Yeah.
but now that these kids are entitled, they can get some money.
Yeah.
But they said they're like the problem we have is that it should be acknowledged, not every single time, but it needs to be acknowledged, like in commercials, like, how is getting a $200,000 education and leaving college with this much debt not being paid? And here's the thing. And I said to him, I go, guys, you're 100% right. Because if you ask any parent whose kids played sports or didn't play sports, like, hey, how would you feel about your kid leaving college and you have no debt? They would be like, what am I signing?
Awesome.
What am I signing? Yeah. So, and I said, yeah, but I go, here's the inherent problem. And which a lot of people that ask this question that get annoyed when you turn something into, as a whole, not a $1,000,000 business or a multi-million-dollar business. When you turn it into a multi-billion-dollar business, yes, you need good coaches and people that obviously know game staffs, but it's built on the back of the athletes that have done it. And like that, to me, is like when you turn it into a $1 billion thing. I mean, that's the part to me. And like you said, it is a freedom thing, but the 3 and 4 transfer, it's like
you look at the Fab Five, Michigan. Oh. Those kids were living on top ramen.
Yeah.
I mean, they even came out and admitted they get a few extra bucks. Like Jalen Rose said it. They get a few extra bucks, and all of a sudden it's like, what? I did something illegal? No.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, we're out here playing ball.
Michaels are great, because I was just about to say that to you too. Yeah. Chris Webber did an interview from Detroit Free Press with Mitch Albom. Went around with him for a day. Got set up through school, whatever. Went around with him. So, he's like, one part of the interview, he looks in the store, and granted, like, the jerseys didn't have names on them, but he sees people, buying the number 4 jersey, and he's like, yeah, I don't get any money on that. But then at the end of the day, Mitch Albom said to him, he told the story on, I think the Sports Report, it was crazy. He just looked at, he's like, okay, you're making burger. But he's like, hey man, he's like, hey, I'm thinking to get a burger. And I mean, they were already, there were some whispers and stuff. And like you said, a few extra bucks, like something like, they were already, he's like, I can't. And Mitch was like, I was like, wait, I know compliance. He's like, yeah. He goes, no. He goes, I basically, since we did the interview, they would say that, because you were like, it's not taking him to Ruth Chris. He's like, let me get you to get a burger at Steak and Shake or something, right?
Exactly.
And Chris Webber couldn't do it back then. So yeah, a lot of the things NCAA, and again, we're going to talk about softball and your daughter, but that, I mean, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, I get that, and and I will say this lastly too. Another so splitting the atom idea I had. Look, player like the Chris Webber example. Players get like they see around campus. You're buying a jersey. You're buying a jersey for, like, I see your number. I'm like, okay. How if the NCAA was so bent on the amateur thing, which is fine, you can say, you know what, you're right. You guys are bringing this up. So schools, obviously, it's scanned. Schools are going to track how many jerseys are sold, how many things with like T-shirts like this that have you on it. Obviously, you see Tanya right there, which is awesome.
But NIL deal,
right, NIL. But that's when before NIL, all they had to say is like, okay, you're you're making money on it, but you're not going to get it now. When you go pro, or okay, when you can say first when you graduate, but when you graduate or go pro, when you're gone, that money will be set aside in trust, and you'll get the money from the percentage of that jersey. Now, like ASU, the only numbers I would say, and I haven't seen a time. I mean, I know some guys have worn 85, but I know for years they sold the 85 jersey because 1885, obviously Bulldogs. Correct. You guys know that, but there's certain jerseys, but it's like, okay, but like when Ed O'Bannon sued back then about because there was obviously no EA call. I mean, it's back now because of NIL stuff. But when he sued about that, it's like, it's their name, image, and likeness. Like you're using them. Like that part, anybody can understand. But the whole like, they're getting paid and they're getting tuition on top of that, and it's it's crazy. But yeah, when you say the jersey thing, that was so funny because like the food thing. I mean, it's like coming to a tailgate is fine because there's not really anybody paying for it. They can be like, here's a burger. Now it's whatever. But back then it's ridiculous. But anyway, let's get back to softball. Yeah. So gets that call, obviously comes to ASU. I mean, Coach Bartlett comes in. She was part of, she came in. So Coach Bartlett, that was her first year here.
Second year.
Oh, second. That's right. Second year. Sorry.
But 1 year was already completed with Bartlett. So yeah.
Right.
Tanya was part of the
because this is Coach's fourth season. Yeah. But when you look at, I mean, just like getting that call and obviously seeing ASU, and we're not going to go down the whole Pac-12 thing because it was still the greatest softball conference ever. I don't care what you say, SEC, and they're in the Big 12 now, which is solid. But I'm telling you, Pac-12, go look up, and I tell everybody, go Google search Women's College World Series.
U of A, championships
Washington,
combined,
ASU, like everything, like Cal got in there, Stanford,
Oregon,
yeah. But if you just go to Google and you put Women's College World Series, go look at what all the Pac-10, Pac-12 did, and all you other conferences, now there's two transferring and parity. No one's catching up to what it was. But anyway, coming into that, and for obviously you say the first year is a little tough for coach, but the second year, and like you see it on the field. So from a parent's view, like how have you seen Tanya grow? But how do you see the program grow too?
Well, so in Tanya's first year here, we probably were the most injured in softball history. I mean, everybody was injured.
Yep.
Girls were playing injured. I mean, it was just it was really terrible. But I mean, the girls fought, the coaches fought. I mean, everybody was trying to win, do whatever they could. Just the health wasn't there. Then last year with KB being healthy, and other
battling back and her story, like it's insane. But go on, yes.
So we had a phenomenal freshman class that came in. Other players didn't have to work so hard to win because we had players that came in and automatically contributed as freshmen, which is awesome. And that's when Coach Bartlett started seeing what she wanted coming to fruition, and now she gets her stuff third recruiting class coming in with fourth that she's working on. So this year we should easily win regionals.
They got a lot of preseason. I mean,
we get numbers,
but preseason love.
Texas State, they're the number 2 mid-major.
Yep.
You got Oklahoma's number 3.
No, but I meant ASU in general got people being talked about. A lot more than.
Well, you got KB, you got Tanya, you got Tiare, and then you got Ashley Mejia. And they're talked about, which is awesome. But at the end of the day, they just have to leave it on the field and play ball.
Yep.
And I think they will. I mean, I think they honestly this year will win regionals and not have the heartbreak they did last year. They're hungry for it. Then next year, then we'll go to super regionals and we'll see what happens. I mean, we have the pitching and we have the offense to do what we need to do. It's just about them doing it now.
Okay, let me get that to you, like the pitching, because I know we mentioned Kenzie and Mika obviously started the first game, and she,
and Aisa came in behind her.
Yeah, Aisa comes in, and I get softball is one of those sports, like when you have that pitcher, they're going to usually pitch Friday and Saturday, depending on who you're playing, or maybe Friday, Sunday, maybe all three, or they'll pitch almost every game once you get into especially conference play, because you're going from
a doubleheader to a single game. So today's a doubleheader, which is completely different. I mean, hello. And then from the doubleheader going to a single game, so it'll be KB, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Right. So, yeah. Oh, look.
Hey, Tanya, come say hi.
This is Big Time, there she is. I had to interview Dad since this is the star that got too busy. I know you had school, but I still owe me an interview, though. But Dad's doing it for you so far. But you still owe me one.
Okay.
Look at that. See? And she just was getting ready for the game. Look at no.
Yeah.
But because when you say obviously last year going and it was great to and again people say, oh well, you're just no, it's not about silver lining, but when you haven't been somewhere where this program had been, like I said, a lot, you're in the mix a lot. You go in the Pac-12 and you realize it, but all of a sudden it's just whoa, this is weird. We're not there. But just seeing them get to regionals last year, what did you think of the? Again, it was a tough performance, a challenge, but what did you think of the performance? What did you think of the performance in regionals? It was tough, but
the performance was good. Hi, Ash. So you want to join the video? Okay. That's what we're doing right now. So when it came down to the regionals, they showed up. Eventually you get tired.
Right.
And it's not that the girls didn't want it. They fought their butts off for it. They really did. It's just one thing goes one way and it's like quicksand. You're not getting out of it. And it happens.
Well, the reward is getting to go to UCLA too. So that was always
that was a fun drive.
Oh,
but and that's the thing. We didn't even get to play UCLA because the way things happened, we had the lead, both games lost. It happens. but it left the hunger in all of them.
Yeah.
The girls that are returning.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say they were angry. They were just upset with the way that the season ended.
Right.
They wanted more out of it, and they'll get it. I mean, like I said, this year, I truly believe we'll win regionals. Go to super regionals, and we'll see what happens. We've got the pitcher and pitching staff behind her now to complement her very well.
Yep.
They're like Tiare coming up. I mean, Tiare's a sophomore that's incredible, you know, with Ashley doing what she does, Tanya doing what she does. You added KP in there.
Yeah.
You got Swan, our catcher. She can hit. Yeah. You know,
Who
she can hit.
Who gets to catch KB, and so she caught all of her last year. And
Exactly.
It's
Well,
just
that's the thing. We've got a stable of catchers that are in there now.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's going to be, I mean, Coach Barlow's built a team that's competitive now in every position. So girls can vie for their spot throughout the season. You know, if this player's not getting it done, not hitting, there comes another one. It's that simple. It's the same thing at OU. Same thing at any other college that you go to. They've got depth. And that's what this team was lacking for the last couple of years was depth, and especially at pitching. And now we've got pitching. We've got depth in positions. I mean, we've got 4 girls that can play first and 3 girls that can play third. You know, and when you have the ladies that can do that, you're in a good position finally. And it just comes down to timely hitting with it. Because, I mean, I'm hoping for a good weekend to start. I mean, it'd be a lot better than having bad things happen. But the way these girls, the way I've watched them practice, first game jitters are gone. We'll see what happens. But I honestly think I honestly believe they'll win 40-plus games this year. Bartlett's got it going in the right direction every year.
That's so funny because everybody says just because it's a homer show, looking at their schedule, I said, and conference play and what they, to your point, what you just made, what they went through last year dealing with regionals and all that good stuff. I said, I go 35 to 40 games winning. I go 35, I go 40, getting to 40. I go, not out of the realm. I said, yeah, it could be challenging, but you know, it is always nice to have the 2 home tournaments back to back to start the season, get to be here and all that good stuff. See, he knows. Oh yeah, the opening. Well, that's right. Oh, that is true.
4 weekends in a row we're at home. I mean,
there you go.
That's almost 20 games that we're going to play at home without having to travel.
So when I say get out to Farrington, plus you can see this awesome man's food and
the burgers are good.
Well, the chicken's good too when he does it. The chicken's phenomenal. Yeah. I'm not even giving away a secret thing. You come try and figure it out, but it is phenomenal. What okay, so but with Tanya, I mean, obviously you said, I mean, haven't played, but what I want to say your favorite one because there's got to be a few. What are your few funny like cool but like funny memories of like just her playing maybe something she did funny? I'm not even saying like make an error, but like just or like moments that like you've seen on the field that were or something that just completely shocked you.
When she was in club ball,
okay,
her coach was Chris Devers, and we were playing in California, okay? And there was a ball that was hit so high up. This thing was obliterated.
Oh.
It went from where we were all the way to Huntington Beach. It was gone. Coach Devers literally yells, Tanya, why aren't you catching that? Tanya turns around, drops her shoulders like, seriously? I'm 5'5". Everyone just started laughing. Devers was just playing around. It was a funny moment right there. But, I mean,
that's great.
There was one time her freshman year, she was going into third base, and Randy crossed her up. So she didn't know if she was sliding or running through the bag. She scorpion got up and ran, and then came back to the bag and scorpioned again. It was like a double scorpion. I was like, oh, my God. You know, because Randy was like, he's like, no, he's like, go. It was like, wow, really? It's pretty funny.
Oh, that is, go. It's like you're supposed to know what I'm doing, not tell me. But when she hit her first big home run?
Well,
her first
home run, she did it at Cal State Fullerton.
Okay.
It wasn't during a game. It was during
it was a scrimmage?
No, it wasn't a scrimmage. She went there for a camp.
Oh, okay.
And she went there. She was 13. And out of nowhere, she just hit one out. And all of a sudden, she hit another one. And she hit another one. She didn't even realize she was doing it. You know? I'm just like, holy crap, she's hitting homers. You know, no big deal. But then when she got into a game is when she was with Kara. She hit her first home run.
Nice.
And that was over. I mean, there goes Kara right there. You know? So, yeah, she hit her first home run, and that was it. I mean, Kara really, really did a lot to get her going. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, because, I mean, hitting and everything is always – I mean, people say – and you say the hours are going to sacrifice, just like in any sport, like in hoops, hitting a jump shot, hockey, football, anything.
Yeah.
But just the hours in a batting cage, because it's like once it becomes muscle memory, and even when you hit the ball, you hear it. It's like I've always heard like baseball people say, or even jump shooters say, like the way the ball, like you hear it, the way it goes through the net, the sound that the ball makes, not even where it goes, like where it hits, like if it hits the rim, but like going through the net, you hear that your form. But I mean, just she's softball, the form and everything.
She's a cage
like
rat.
that.
Yeah, she's a cage rat. She has spent just as much time as professional Major League ball players in. The whole team could be gone and she's in here with a teammate and she's just hitting. I mean, that's all it is teamwork, no pun intended. She's just constantly putting in work. So, I mean, from that point of view, she just outworks everybody. And at the end of the day, it's going to show. I mean, her career batting average, I think it's like 391 or whatever. But she shows up to play, and you're not going to get hits every game. And she knows this is a game of failure. She's accepted that part. And now she just goes through it.
Yeah. Well, she
does what she's supposed to do for her team.
She's hit some amazing. Well, speaking of doing what she's supposed to do, she's hit some amazing shots. All right, so I mean, we mentioned the chicken, but like, what is your favorite thing to tailgate out here? But okay, hold on, guys. Besides beer, what is your favorite food to tailgate out here?
Favorite food? I mean, honestly, it has to be my burgers. Everyone loves the burgers. I mean, I do a nice Greek seasoning that goes on them. My buddy Guy and his wife Andrea, they introduced me to that a few years ago. I use it on every burger now. It doesn't matter. It goes, I mean, it just makes everything taste so good.
They're tasty.
But yeah, everybody, I mean, it doesn't matter. People they won't even buy the food here anymore. They just come to my tailgate and they'll tip me money. Like, all right, cool. I'll pay for the thing, I'm fine with that. Good job, Mr. Scholl. Way to tip me today. That was pretty cool.
See, look at that. And look, I mean, you come out, you tip the chicken. I mean, we're talking like chicken, but he's got wings.
Yep.
I mean, bacon, you got burgers, you got cheese, you have bacon on it, bratwurst, hot dogs. Don't drop the damn hot. And if you drop the damn hot dog, you're eating it. Kid, it doesn't matter. Adults, kids, you drop a hot dog. The average human eats 2 pounds of dirt a year. We'll be okay. We drank hoses when we were young. You'll be okay. But anyway, hey, thanks for doing this.
You're welcome, bro.
Appreciate it. You're awesome. His tailgates are great. That's not why I had him on, but ever since last year, because I told you, like, I got some video going in the show, and I would show it. I'm like, see, look, walking up to the softball game, and your truck and everything, all that good stuff. So, hey, but we're going to step aside. We come back. We'll be wrapping up, obviously, with softball Zoom going ahead. Plus, men's and women's hoops, guys. Women's hoops, did they get their 20th win? You're just going to have to stick around for that, and we will have more Pitchfork Lunch coming right up.
righty, back here on Pitchfork Lunch again, man. Forks up to Mike Windle. I thank him so much for doing that. Again, it's a conversation with him, but again, learning about Tanya. Again, went to Cactus High School, went to Utah Tech, and then, I mean, you heard him pretty much saying like ASU was the first call, and Tanya wanted to, come back home, and I mean, knew what Coach Bartlett. Obviously, again, knowing what she does as a player, but seeing as a coach, seeing what she's trying to build, and again. Mention the health, but yes, it was awesome to catch up to, and you saw him there. I mean, Tanya came by. That was very, very awesome as they were getting ready for their game against Oklahoma. They already beaten Toledo. That was part of the Kachikawa Classic again. Forks up, love the Kachikawa Classic. But Oklahoma obviously a scheduled game, and like I said, 2-1 the final. I mean, the home run for Kaylee Pond, you said KP, that's Kaylee Pond, the transfer. She hits a solo shot, absolutely beautiful, over the right field fence there. And that gave them the 1-0 lead. I think I have that. I know I should have that. I think this is it. Let me see if this is it, and I shall show you. Yep, this is it. So this is Billy Pond's one more. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go back. Hold on. I'm going to go back. But, yeah, I mean, she gets this pitch, and Audrey Lowry was, again, a sophomore pitcher who, again, last year pitched a little bit for the Sooners, and yeah, it was a phenomenal pitcher's duel. But yeah, this is KP getting the Devils the lead and the first run of the game. Yeah, bam, just over the right field fence, and he is stoked. First home run of the season for the Devils. Look at her, and then the team celebration. I love it. But yeah, that was her home run against Billy Pond. Absolutely phenomenal transfer again from Cal. Like she calls herself the elder player. But I just say experienced. And yeah, I mean, 6th year, but still phenomenal turn on that pitch right there. By the way, Tiare Ho Ching, a lot of you know, and I mean, it was all over, but didn't have enough. She unfortunately took a rise ball to, she got hit in the head, but the helmet got the brunt of it. I think the helmet is what actually cut her. She had to get some stitches, and being monitored, but she was, it was, I think her first, it was either her first or second at bat, but either way, it was her second at bat. I was at the hockey game, but I was keeping up with both, and I heard, and then I got over to softball for the end. But so, yes, nothing but a healthy and speedy, recovery, Tari Ho Ching. But yeah, she had got some stitches, but she was back on the, saw her like down on the field with their teammates. But yeah, I got stitches. So we'll see. I mean, again, obviously her health, the most important thing. If she can play in the Littlewood Classic this weekend, again, as they are at home again. But yeah, so just wanted to give that update. So women's hoops, like I said, tease it there. No, Baylor would have been the 20th win, but they are 19-6 now. They can get 20 guys. That would be tomorrow night or Wednesday. Which one's? Sorry, Wednesday night. Tuesday night, men's hoops, Oklahoma State. Wednesday, women's hoops, Utah. So, but yes, Utah, again, they beat Utah in Salt Lake City. You know the Utes want to return the favor. Get on out to DFA, guys. 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. Sorry, get there at 6. Be there. I mean, again, this team just plays with energy and they fight, and they're not, because of their defense that we've talked about, the calling card, the beautiful side of the ball, like the Super Bowl yesterday. Defense, defense, defense. And it was a phenomenal game. But anyway, I digress to the awesome defense that Molly Miller has preached and talked about. And it wasn't just, oh, we're just going to talk about it. Like, this team does it. They grind on the defensive end of the floor, and guess what? It pays off offensively. So they are 19-6 and crushing it. And we're looking for 20 on Wednesday. And then next Saturday, Saturday, they are at Arizona. So, and that game is at noon. It got switched. It was at 11 a.m. It is now at noon on the 14th of February. So noon down in Tucson. So, yes, looking forward to that. Ooh, I got to get on that. So yes, that is that. But yeah, so again, big forks up, big forks up to Mike Windle for again jumping on, and just again all he does out of softball. Again, he's got the parents. It's a community, it's a team, but it's just absolutely awesome. So a little bit about Tanya. Yes, I did talk to Tanya. We will get Tanya on. She again, they're busy. It is absolutely obvious, but look forward to getting Tanya on. Also, Coach Bartlett, after the Littlewood Classic, we are looking to set something up there. So, again, tomorrow, Coach Powers, you're not going to want to miss it. Again, hockey, the NCHC, we got a little bit to talk about, but man, no, the record's not where they want to be. And last year, again, they were winning a ton of the close games, and this year, games they're right in the game. And hey, puck sometimes bounces that way. You got to create your own bounces at times, and they did last year, and they have this year too. But nonetheless, looking forward to catching up with Coach Powers tomorrow. And then also, forks to swimming, men's and women's swimming. Before we get out of here, the last thing I will say to the teams, forks up as they went down to Tucson, and the women and the men, like we heard that they would do, they just absolutely owned that team down south. So now Big 12s are up next, and the Devils will be on the mat. I say on both sides, probably the favorites. But again, you got to keep putting the work in, and we'll be out at swimming as well too. Again, talking to some of the on the women's team, talking to some of them, because again they have had just awesome season, and they just trounced that team down south, which is phenomenal. So forks up, Coach Payne, and swimming, you guys absolutely rocked it. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a phenomenal rest of your Monday. I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Again, Coach Powers tomorrow. Have a nice sit down with him and go from there. But yes, Coach Powers tomorrow. You guys have a great Monday. I will see you, like I said, same bat time, same bat channel. And yes, by the way, it is thanks to reigning back-to-back Big 12 champs women's volleyball. It is #our-state team down south. Like I said, you just learned that again in swimming. It is #our-state. And yes, volleyball always reminded me to say it. By the way, happy birthday to a friend of the program, Jillian Neal. Hopefully Ron Burgundy and the Channel 4 news team from San Diego sent her a big happy birthday, as Ron Burgundy should, because he's he is the man. And Champ Kind and the sports team, gotta send Jillian a happy birthday. But happy birthday to Jillian Neal. But yes, have a phenomenal rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. You guys know it. Go Devils. And as always, forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call. Blake Baker, Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pull, touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. 11 swings it to Scatterboom. Scatterboom breaks defenders. Here he goes again.
Scatterboom is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Revenge on this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money.
Takes his shot for Derby. Flag out. Doesn't matter.